Welcome to Analyzing Seducers, and today we're going to be reacting to Marco Pierre. In this series, we plan to analyze famous men in pop culture and why they were so attracted towards women. Obviously, they're famous. Obviously, a lot of them are good looking. So all we know that. But outside of that, what were the elements that made them so alluring? Because in entertainment, there's a lot of good looking people, but very few of them stand out as outstanding seducers. Okay, so we're gonna be reacting to this video, and the reason why I want to react to them is because it shows his mannerisms. It shows some of the things that I find that women find attractive, and most importantly, some of the things that I feel like you should not imitate from him. Okay, like this guy's not an angel. All right, you don't want to imitate everything about him, because at the end of the day, this guy, in towards, he's still, I think he is still alive. He's alone. He's very bitter, and and that coldness was why he was so attractive. But as a matter of personal growth, you got to learn how to stop being such a fucking Terminator, like for your own well-being, right? And I think that he went a little too far, but there's a lot of things we can learn from him. So let's begin with the video. Okay, the thing is right here. And one other thing is that, like I said, he's a good looking guy. Okay. But we're not just analyzing his looks. Okay. We're going to be analyzing his whole persona, his whole aura. Let's begin.
Someone told me that you
8 people in 2 weeks. God, I'm below par.
Why did you
Is
do
that
it?
all? They must have knocked off an O. They must have knocked off an O.
Why did you do it?
Why did I do it? Well, basically, I'm here 18 hours a day, 6 days a week. This is like my house. This is like my home. When I cook every night, it's cooking for people who hopefully are appreciative. And as I say, 95% are very appreciative.
First of all, let me give you guys some mannerisms that he does that's really attracted towards women. A big part of it is the intense eyes. He doesn't just look at you like this. He looks at you with like a certain level of intensity, like a predator, right? And a lot of women will feel intimidated by that. And this is the thing: the type of woman that this type of energy, predatory, not predatory in a negative way, you know what I mean? The type of energy that it attracts is submissive women. But at the same time, it's women who want to fix other guys, and a lot of them, unfortunately, can be unstable. Like the woman who wants to date the narcissist, the cold guy, to rescue him. A lot of the times they tend to be unstable. So it's good for poom poom, but I think long term, the mental instability from it might be a little too much. And you guys might say, "What do you mean by that?" Well, look into women who are rescuers. Look into them. You'll see that there's a lot of common traits amongst them.
You've got that other 5% who are incredibly rude, obnoxious. They click their fingers, they arrive late. And I don't want those people in my house.
Another thing, he's neurotic about his standards. And I promise you, not only as a customer, but in terms of a woman who might be attracted to him, these high standards is attractive. They find his rudeness towards the common folk attractive. Why is that? Well, because to a woman, her getting the nice side out of him is a compliment to her ego. Her being able to say, "Oh, he's nice to me. Yeah, he's an asshole, but with me, he's sweet," is a compliment to their ego. So if you want to imitate this, it's all about having a front of being cold, mean, but with your woman, you're soft, right? And that contrast makes your softness appear from a place of strength, right? Because to her, you're only soft because because you love me, or you like me so much.
If I came to your house for a dinner party and I was obnoxious, I was rude, I was late, you gonna tolerate me? You're gonna ask me to leave, aren't you? But just because they're paying for it, they think they can be rude and obnoxious.
And you guys know I'm a big fan of saying things without words. And I like that. You could easily see saying that to a girl, like, "Where are you from? Are you from," if a girl asks me, "Are you from Africa?" No. I'm Dominican, but I have African descent, right? There's something authoritative about learning to communicate without saying a word. That's why whistling is so cool, right? There's something primal about that.
Well, in Harvey's, they don't get a bill. You just ask them to leave. I don't want their money.
No, I didn't make Gordon Ramsay cry. He made himself cry. That was his choice.
Again,
To cry.
a big part. I'm telling you, man, like, you guys have no idea. The whole like learning to speak without words is so important. Like, I may not be doing it correctly because it's just I'm saying it in the moment, but there's something authoritative that you guys, that only people who have a comfortable position of power unconsciously do.
Help me? No? You've all got better things to do? Well, if it's necessary, yes, then yes. If it's not, then no. Don't ask me a stupid question. Basically, these lobsters...
That's the thing about him I don't like. He's abusive, right? I promise you, when women dated him, they found his sternness, his coldness attractive. But when they dated him, they found it exhausting after a while. Because it's not, he can't be any other way. Women thought that perhaps that he's just mysterious. What's really going on is that he has antisocial personality traits, right? I'm not calling him a psychopath. I'm just saying, like, he has antisocial traits. And that is good to a certain extent to get respect and submission. But long term, it just breeds too much bitterness, you know?
have come fresh from the sea this morning, and I suppose if I was a lobster, I'd prefer to end up in my own hands than someone else's hands. Can you imagine? I mean, at least I'm going to get a good Christian death here, do you know what I mean?
Calves, liver and onions.
Great marriage. Can you get your act together, boys, for sake? Come on, you, get out the way. Hey, come here. What the is this shit? Hey?
You made changes.
Another thing about him is that women like this. They like this cold, dark energy at a distance. So for quick sex, this is the energy you want to have. Because women like that. But the problem is that this is how you are long term. Like I said, a woman will get exhausted by it, you know, and if she stays, she'll try to hurt you. Or she'll leave, one of the two. But women like that sad boy because to a woman, it's a compliment to bring you out of this unhappy state. Women like projects. And he does. And another thing that I talk about a lot, when you're at work, be serious. Like if you want to do work game, it's all about being professional, being serious, and not treating the women any different. Women react to that more than men do. Women can tell when you don't treat her differently. And then it comes down to the coldness that you speak to them, the sternness in your face. Because if you show a little bit of happiness, a woman can tell, like, oh, fuck, okay, I can kind of control him a little bit, you know? But he doesn't break the tension. He keeps people intimidated by him with his sternness and coldness.
To it since you started doing it.
No.
Lloyd's coming in for lunch. Does he eat at Harvey's a lot?
Yes.
You've become quite friendly with him, haven't you?
Yes.
There's nothing like...
You see, the rudeness, right? It's fucking crazy. This is not what you should do with a woman. You know, like you got to pay attention because even she gets pissed. Even she gets pissed off.
monosyllabic answers, is there?
No.
Because he has a quick temper. He has a quick
Well,
temper.
fine, you can go.
There's no...
The door's over there.
Right? That's another thing. Like, it's almost like he has the willingness to walk away. The feeling that you can't make me not focus on my work. Like, it's almost like saying, this is more important than you. And to a woman, if you're able to communicate that your job might be more important than her, as long as you don't actually communicate that, it makes her fight for you. It makes her fight to take you out of that mode, right? They want you to pay attention to them. So if you just in your daily life focus and become obsessed about your work, what you'll notice with your woman is that she becomes more needy, more submissive. She'll do things for you so that you become more drawn to her and more drawn out of that work mode, because women like to have fun per se.
But if you're not going to cooperate,
You know, all I've got to do
there
is
is
make.
no...
All I've got to do is make this one.
He's being combative.
That is what I'm being paid.
This is the
for.
type of shit.
Yeah.
Not being paid for anything
I
else.
promise you, with his relationships, this is how it is. Like, this guy's a fucking prick to be with him. Like, it's just not, I imagine it's not enjoyable. But boy, is it hot at a distance.
To make the sauce.
But I was engaging you in something. So that
Sorry, I
we
didn't want
can
to cut. I
actually-
didn't want to cut myself.
But you can listen and you can...
You see, he uses victimhood a lot. Again, for a woman being with him, it's infuriating. Because he says, oh, what about me cutting? You want me to cut myself? Okay, I'll cut myself. Holy shit, dude. It's like, yo, my dude, like, it's not that serious, right? This is why I like to study these people, because they're not consciously aware of what they're doing. So obviously, they're gonna have some good mixed with the bad, you know? Let's move right here.
Just
You want
carry
me to
on.
chop the chicken? I'll chop the chicken. You want me to chop the mushrooms? I'll chop.
You see,
You want me to make the sauce? I'll make the.
another part
Just carry on.
of speaking without words.
Never accept that.
But holy shit, is he hard to be with.
I've been doing that for the last 6 weeks. At the end of the day, we've got to get results, and I don't care how we get them. I don't care how we...
Another thing about him is the way he speaks, right? He lacks facial expression, which to a woman comes across as extremely masculine and extremely intimidating. And to men, it is also intimidating. And a woman will observe how other men react to you big time, right? But that coldness, that like watch this, watch it.
Boys, we've got to go through to get them.
Talking down
Where
low.
would you like to come, madam? I can't do you. I'm full. I've got to do you. I'll tell you what I can do for you. I can do you at 9:30. You're desperate, are you? Would you like to give me your number?
You're desperate, are you? This guy's crazy, bro.
And your bedroom number? That sounds rather nice. Room 20. I'll have you a nice table. Bye-bye. Who is calling? I'm sorry, Marco is in Paris today. He is. He will not be back until Tuesday the 30th. Yes. Hanging up, Abby. You drive me crazy, okay? Bye-bye.
He's so bloody unpredictable. He can phone me in the morning and scream and shout down the phone, this isn't good enough, that isn't good enough. What are you going to do about it? And slam the phone down on me. And he'd phone back up 10 minutes later and said, how are you, darling? Well, no, you know.
Like I said, something's wrong with that guy. But that up and down dynamic, that I'm mad at you today, I'm happy with you to the next date, is extremely addictive. And it's addictive mostly to people with low self-esteem. And again, I always bring that up. I never bring it up as a way to look down on people with low self-esteem. You know, like, it's not a front to them, but it's an explanation, right? This type of behavior is how you, so it's not optimal, but it does create a loyal following to those who are willing to deal with your bullshit. Like, because, you know, sometimes, and it's kind of toxic, but it's true, when you mix harshness with kindness, and you're very harsh but really kind at the same time, people can grow really addicted to you. But the problem is like I said, there's gonna be resentment. So there's gonna be passive aggressive attempts to try to hurt you too. So you got to be careful with that. Where are we right here?
It's great, really. It's one big game.
I've never seen one before. You know that.
I'm surprised you haven't used it.
Fat content's not high enough.
And like I said, it's one big game. I promise you, when he walks into the building, there's a little intimidation aura, right? And if you're a manager or a boss or a leader, you want to mix rare moments of harshness and rare moments of kindness, and then most of it in the middle, where you don't overpraise or always punish, but that when you do punish, people can see it. But when you do praise, make sure that people can see it. And that rarity and punishment and also incredible acts of kindness creates a very, very loyal following in people. And in women, they'll observe that and they'll find that attractive.
If you've got the serious Marco, you've got a problem. If you've got the other Marco, then you know you can have a good time with him. He's good fun.
Right, and that, like I said, is instinctive and on him, but it could become a conscious thing that you do to as a way to get people to be more compliant to you, right?
A difficult guy to work with, though.
Impossible, I would say. I mean, obviously you've got to be a very special person to work alongside someone like that. Someone who's very eager to learn and willing to take Marco's tantrums. I couldn't.
I'll agree with you there, because I came from poverty and now I live a rich lifestyle.
How long do I 17 kingfish? How long do I 17? How long? 4 minutes, Marco. I've got 2 fish.
Yeah, this guy's a wild. Yeah. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this. Like, this guy, if you see the thumbnail, the guy was, in his time, he was the hottest chef. You know, he wasn't like just a chef. Like, the women like would go after him, and this is why. It's not. You sometimes wonder, do you really want that? Because do you really want to be that cold? Because I promise you, this is not something he could turn off, right? Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think about this. Check out my course. The Natural Man is a course that I'm creating that will teach you guys this, how to have aura, how to attract women with everything outside of your looks and heights. It's a course made for the average guy, pretty much, man.